After the SCO summit in Tianjin, the action is shifting to Beijing. China is all set to host its military parade in the historic Tiananmen Square, a grand display of power and military might. Carefully choreographed by President Xi Jinping, the parade commemorates the 80th anniversary of the end of the Second World War. It marks 80 years of Japan's surrender in the war and China's victory against an occupying force. But it is so much more than that for President Xi. Arrangements have been made for about 50,000 guests, and rows of seats have been reserved for 26 foreign heads of state, including the leaders of Iran, Malaysia, Myanmar, Mongolia, Indonesia, and Zimbabwe. The guest list also includes leaders from Serbia and Slovakia, the only Western leaders attending the parade, and this in a major diplomatic win for President Xi. Russian President Vladimir Putin will be attending the massive parade. And so will the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Safe to say, this is a big deal. Kim Jong-un is a surprise addition. His attendance was only announced late last week. Plus, he rarely travels abroad. His recent contact with the world leaders has been limited to Putin. Since the war in Ukraine broke out, the two leaders have met twice. And since coming to power in 2011, Kim has met Xi 5 times. He last visited Beijing in 2019 for an event marking the 70th anniversary of diplomatic ties between the two countries. So tomorrow's parade will be Kim's first multilateral international meeting ever. It will also be the first time a North Korean leader has attended a Chinese military parade since 1959. And the first time that all 3 leaders, Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, and Vladimir Putin, will gather at the same venue. What only adds to this spectacle is how the Hermit Kingdom's leader has arrived in Beijing this afternoon, in his armored train. The old-fashioned train that has become a symbol of the secluded nation and has long invited global intrigue. Like I said, this is an armored train. It has heavy protection and tight security, so it travels slowly, at an average speed of 60 kilometers an hour. The trip from North Korea to Beijing is expected to have taken about 24 hours. Pyongyang has released some pictures from the trip. You can see Kim smiling on board, sitting at a wooden table with the North Korean flag behind him, accompanied by senior officials, including the minister Cho Son-hui. But there is so much more than just tight security on this train. According to reports, around 90 carriages, including conference rooms, audience chambers, bedrooms, satellite phone connections, and flat-screen televisions. There is reportedly a restaurant too, which serves fine French wines and dishes like fresh lobster. Though he also travels by plane and private jet, Kim Jong-un has used this train for several trips abroad. He rode the train during his last international visit, a trip to Russia to meet with his counterpart Vladimir Putin in 2023. But Kim Jong-un is not the only one. Now, this train has carried generations of the Kim family. The tradition of traveling via train was started by Kim's grandfather, Kim Il-sung, Kim's father, Kim Jong-il, and also traveled by train, and apparently mostly because he was afraid of flying. Now, both the leaders host lavish dinners on the train, and reports claim that the train carried cases of Bordeaux and Beaujolais wine from Paris. But ever since international sanctions started crushing Pyongyang in 2003, very little information about North Korea, including its train, has reached the outside world. But this has only heightened the intrigue around it. So once again, as the armored train reaches Beijing, it doesn't just carry a leader, but a message. After all, Xi Jinping's meticulously orchestrated military parade isn't just commemorating the past, it's projecting a vision of the future, with Xi, Putin, and Kim sharing a stage and sending a signal that in geopolitics, symbols matter. even if it is the quiet clatter of an old armored train arriving in Beijing. The spectacle is deliberate, and the world is watching.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka kaiju.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.